Ugh, hey everyone, Amber Rose here. Wow. Okay, so it is 4:46 a.m. now on October 12th, 2012, and if you saw my last video, that was about 3.5 hours ago or something, and from recording the video to waiting for it to upload and then placing it and then watching the webcast from the very first episode and Eckhart Tolle talking about, the false power of ego, and then reading around. There is so much information that she is putting out there for us and linking us to, and there's just so much to take in about just so far, just in this one episode. And as I stated before, I actually saw the first 10 minutes of the webcast or whatnot, for the simulcast of the show, and then I watched the webcast after, but everything was just so choppy, so I was actually revisiting it. And man, I don't like playing catch up because for this exact reason, I thought I was going to be able to watch this one and episode 2 on letting go of anger and video blog about both of those. But man, if you don't know anything about Eckhart Tolle, I'm going to link you below to the page about the whole false power of ego, and then his article. They give you an excerpt from A New Earth where he, really talks about the ego. And it's very interesting. I just thought of this, but there was a comment once from one of my subscribers here that he actually called me self-centered, what was the other, entitled, and I don't know, it was that whole concept. And yeah, I don't know. As I was watching this whole thing about the ego, I remembered that comment, because one of the things that they really talk about is that, it's false, not just the false power of ego, but the misconception of what ego really is. Because the fact of the matter is, it's not about arrogance and being conceited and what Oprah calls a pom-pom salute. Um, and what, it might be that for some, but I think for many, and this is why I'm bringing it up, because for me, I know that I identify my ego with my, how do they say, lack of self-worth. It's actually a, um, gosh, I'm trying to think of the word. One of the ladies in the audience used it perfectly. Um, but it's the opposite of that. It's the lack of self-confidence, actually. And as I was reading the article right now, and you know I just kind of cut myself off and was like, man, I have to at least record this video because I've got to leave here within the hour to go and pick up Aislinn, and I'm gonna sleep on the train, so I'm pretty much done for this portion of my day. But I wanted to make sure that I record this video. But as I was reading, the article, he was talking about, let me see if I can go back and maybe find a little bit, just talking about how the ego is actually, one way to think about ego is as a protective heavy shell, such as the kind some animals have, like a big beetle. This protective shell works like armor to cut you off from other people in the outside world. What I mean by shell is a sense of separation. Here's me, and there's the rest of the universe and other people. The ego likes to emphasize the otherness of others. And I haven't talked too much about it yet, but you know, you might have seen me do some of the oneness stuff, and that's where I believe comes from. So Anyway, Oprah and the website was asking us to submit a video if we had an aha moment. And in this one stinking session, I've had so many aha moments, and I'm sure the rest of the world will agree with me that I really don't know how to pick just one. But if I were to ask myself if I did know which one of those it would be, I would have to say right now that my aha moment in this particular class about the false power of ego is that my seeking of approval of others along the various things that I've done, and still just up until this day always looking for advice from this person and advice from that person. That's all coming from my ego. I mean, that is my ego, because I lack, not that yeah, I guess I could admit that I lack the confidence in myself. Okay, I'll be the first one to say that. But I think, I think it's more than that. I think it is just a matter of that, because I know what this is, and I know how it works, is that it's there. It's totally within us. I mean, it's our soul, it's our intuition, our heart speaks, and it's there. It's just a matter of how still and how quiet you can get and allow yourself to get, so that you can actually hear that inner voice. You might have seen a video that I did recently where I talked about the psychic intuitive friend of mine, Michaela Link, who wound up telling me about, gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I was thinking that you could go and look her up on Facebook, and these are me and my multi-thinking. Gosh, I hate when I do that. Well, okay, anyways, so you guys are just going to have to check this out, because there's way too much for me to talk about in this short video. I know that was a good point, though. I really wanted to touch base on that. All right, well, now the pressure's on, so I'm just going to have to stop the video, and okay, I'll be right back. Okay, hey, I'm back. Wow, how embarrassing. Like, I could have started the video all over again, but skip that. There's no way. Truth of the matter is, it's 5:30 in the morning. I haven't slept, and I have a reason that I lost my train of thought and I'm like halfway brain dead right now. But anyway, it turned out that it wasn't actually that important of a thought, but I did want to finish it because well, I started it. So anyway, but yeah, my whole thing with starting to say that about Makara was the fact that, I was talking about stillness. And in the episode in the webcast, Oprah talks about Eckhart Tolle's book, Stillness Speaks. And I've got to read through A New Earth. I started it, never finished it. Story of my life. But Stillness Speaks, I have never actually heard of. But my point of bringing up Makara and my reading from her was that, once again, I had a series of different questions that changed along the way with each and every person that was asking their question. My question kind of, altered itself as I picked, from their ideas and stuff like that, which in that case, I thought that was actually a really good thing, because in the progress, I mean, I learned it happened so fast, but in the end, I came to the conclusion that, wait a minute, if I can just ask her how to connect better, more deeply with what I call my personal divine, or our inner self, our true authentic self, our soul, our heart, our intuition. It's all one, it's all the same, in my opinion. I don't have to ask her, even though she is tapping into the energy that is me. But still, I'm still looking outside of myself for an answer because she wasn't the only intuitive that I had talked to. I talked to different ones. I had my cards read. I checked my horoscope all the time. It's like always looking outside of myself. And in the end, and I really am very proud of myself for this. Maybe this is ego, I don't know, but I think it's okay to be proud of yourself. That I, I realized that if I could just connect more deeply with myself, that I can really, and you can, we can all get every answer that we need from within us. And so, anyway, that's all I wanted to say. So, thanks for sticking it out and making sure that, or sticking it out to hear what the end of that thought was. And yeah, I will get to letting go of anger as soon as I can. And then tonight, there is another episode on you become what you believe. So keep an eye out for both of those videos. And yeah, I'll see you there. Wish me luck for today because I'm probably going to need it.